welcome to Through My Lens. My name is Uzamayiga Wakwapita, and this is a lifestyle channel where we discuss all things faith, family, and healing. I'm so grateful that you took a minute out of your day, your morning, your afternoon to just watch this video. I hope that by the end of the content that I will be introducing in this video, you will find resonance. And if you do, please give us a like, please give us a subscribe, please do also comment below. I really want to engage with you. I hope that in creating and developing this channel, I will create a community of people who can just, in a loving and in a graceful way, share around faith, share around family, share around healing. So I decided to name the channel Through My Lens because, the information that I will share here will be through my perspectives. I respectfully understand and recognize the fact that we live in a very diverse world, and our worldviews and our perspectives on reality, on society, and on ourselves differ. And I think this is a good thing. It's something we should embrace. And I'm just here to share my perspectives, and in the instance where I do have people who will come onto the channel and share their perspectives, then it will be through their lens. So this is a platform to facilitate discourse around lifestyle through the eyes and the reality and the lens of the people who will be speaking. So that's why I decided to call the channel Through My Lens. So why did I focus on faith? Why did I focus on family? And why the idea of healing? So firstly, faith for me means my belief in God, my belief in the Holy Spirit, my belief in Jesus Christ. I am, by those definitions, a Christian. I identify as a born-again Christian. I believe in God. I believe in the Holy Trinity. And so I want to share that journey, and I think it's such an interesting and fascinating journey, not just mine, but just looking at other people's journeys. And obviously as a Christian, going to church and being in that kind of community, just getting that perspective and that development of who God is now. And I think it's important that, for me, when I am sharing the whole content around faith, I want to first look and reflect at where I come from in terms of my journey with God. So it started when I was still like a child. And I grew up in a very religious home, and we had to go to church, we had to pray. My parents, specifically my mother, was very active in the church environment or the church place. And so that informed who I was and my identity, to a point where I think when I was then a teenager, I then started having a very personal relationship with God, and it moved away from this idea of religion where I had to do things. But, I was moved to do things in response and in conviction to who God is. And having journeyed with this God from a religious point of view to a spiritual point of view, it definitely has changed my lens in terms of how I see God, in terms of how I see my faith, and in terms of how I see other people. And, I want to share that journey. And second to faith, obviously, is the idea of family. So why family? I think that, in society, we all come from some kind of family, whether it's, our direct family in terms of our home, or the family that we choose for ourselves outside of our immediate biological or upbringing kind of family. So, and there's also this tendency in society that, there's this kind of family. We all need to model this kind of family. If your family is not like this, then your family is less than, and I'm very much interested in having that conversation only for the purposes of debunking this idea that there is a perfect family and every other family who does not fit into this model, should consider themselves secondary. I don't think this is true, and I want to demonstrate why I don't think this is true. So that's why I'm focusing on family. I believe that, again, consistent with the idea of faith, God uses family as the institution to further his mandate. And lastly, healing. What a big word, what a big responsibility. For me, at least, when I think about healing, I'm like, wow, okay, like, that's a lot. I wanted to talk about healing because I was reflecting on society, I was reflecting on my community, I was reflecting on my own life, and I realized that we come from so much trauma. If we look at globally our history, whether it's the wars, it's apartheid, it's colonialism, and right up to 2022 at the time of this shooting where, we are still going through, a pandemic. And that too comes with a level of trauma and a level of loss and a level of uncertainty. And I think that just as a global community and as individuals, as Africans, as South Africans, we come into this world and we are met with so much hurt and devastation and uncertainty, and this harms us, and this affects our health in terms of our mental health, our emotional health, our relational health. And I think we sometimes overlook and underestimate the impact that this has on our lives. And a lot of us become strong and we become incredibly resilient at the face of all these challenges, and we feel like, okay, no, I can handle this, or oh, this is past me, until we get to a point in our lives where the hurt that we kind of put a band-aid over instead of healing through, manifests itself in how we relate to people, how we relate to ourselves, who we are in relationships, who we are, as parents, who we are as business persons, and even who we are as leaders. I think that the state of your health, whether you are the president of the country or you are just an ordinary citizen, I think it affects how you relate to the world. It affects your conviction to certain policies. I think it also affects just your worldview and how you treat people. And so, this then has an impact on the kind of family that you have. It also, I believe, goes down then at the center of it, for me at least, is this idea of faith. So who I acquaint or who I define God to be influences how I view myself. This influences who I am in family, and this also has an influence and is a reflection, of my healing journey. So I want to take these three and have conversations. I'm hoping to be incredibly creative with how I bring these conversations to you guys. But at the base and foundation of the content that you will find here will definitely be about God, will definitely be about the Bible. And I hope to break it down in such a way that, it's relatable, and in such a way that it enables you and it propels you to go and do the work that you need to do. Because, sometimes, especially Christians, we go to church and we are expecting to meet God, and we are expecting to understand. And of course, church as in the community and the places of worship do serve that purpose of, being our educators and helping us to get to a certain point with God. But I think that the responsibility, lies at the end of the day with us, and it is, our responsibility to pursue our healing, whether the traumas came as a result of our actions or those of others. It is our responsibility to redefine family at the face of contestation. It is our responsibility to establish personal relationships with God beyond what we get from, this channel, beyond what we get, when we go to places of worship. And so, in essence, that is who we are, and I hope that you will stick around, and I hope that you will resonate with this content. So, what else can you expect from here? So while I am definitely new to YouTube officially, as someone who is creating content, I'm also familiar with the fact that, the YouTube community enjoys vlogs, they enjoy get to know me videos, they also enjoy, just people being creative on the platform, and I hope to bring that to you guys. So you can definitely expect a bit of diversity in terms of that. I also am working on a lovely series called the Love or Lust series, and I don't want to get into much detail about it, but what I can tell you is that I love love. I think we all love love, the idea of being loved or loving, and I want to talk about love through the lens of God, and I want to contrast it with pop culture. I want to contrast it with, what society says. I want to contrast it with, everything and anything. So we will have that Love or Lust series, and I hope that you will join it. And what else can you expect? Definitely dialogues around healing. You can also expect, what I haven't said. Faith, family, healing. So if you really watched right up until the end of this video, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I mean, you could have chosen any other channel, you could have been doing whatever you do on this day, but you chose me for these few minutes, and I'm so grateful. I hope I've given you enough for you to think about. I hope I've given you enough for you to come back for our next video. It should be a very exciting time, and I can't wait to journey with you. Until next time, God bless, take care, and be kind to one another.